G'day guys, my name's Nick and welcome to my channel LowRangeNick, where I do videos about four-wheel driving, accessory fitting and maintenance for your four-wheel drive vehicle. In this video I'm going to show you how to upgrade the steering damper on your live axle four-wheel drive, and what this will do is reduce the amount of bumps and vibrations coming up through the steering, through into the steering wheel and through your body. So basically it will reduce your driver fatigue over longer journeys because the steering dampening will have a much larger effect from this upgraded shock absorber. Now, because I've fitted the Ironman lift kit to the vehicle, I've opted to go with the Ironman foam cell steering damper. So this comes with all the parts necessary to fit it to the vehicle. So let's get stuck into the install. So the first thing we need to do is remove the old steering damper. So what we have is a little circlip on the back here and a 17mm nut, and then over this side we have a 17mm bolt. So we'll remove both of those and then we can remove this steering damper. So now I've removed the steering damper bolt and the nut. I've loosened the nut right off to the end of the thread here, and what I need to do is hit this with a hammer to free it from this steering link. So now that I've removed the factory steering damper, you can see the obvious size difference between the two. So this Ironman steering damper is going to have a much greater dampening effect on that steering. So before I fit the steering damper to the vehicle, I just need to fit this little adapter. So what this will do is convert it from a eye fitting to a pin fitting. So we can just put this in through the shock absorber here like this, and we'll just push that all the way through. And now that that is all the way through, we can put on our washer, our spring washer, and our nylock nut. So now you can see how that's assembled. Now we can just tighten up this nut on the end, which is a 19mm nut. Now I'm ready to install the new steering damper to the vehicle. So I can just put my little pin fitting up here, put my nut on, and I'll also get my bolt and put my bolt in down on this end. Okay guys, so now I'm ready to tighten my bolts on my steering damper. But before I do, I just need to make sure that my vehicle is sitting at ride height. So at the moment I've got it on ramps, which is perfectly fine, or you can have it sitting on the ground before you tighten these bolts. What that will ensure is that these bolts and bushes are tightened at ride height and there is no additional stress put on these bushes. So now I've zapped in these bolts with my rattle gun. It's always a great idea to check it by hand. So I never trust the rattle gun completely. I'll always double check my bolts by hand and make sure that they're tight enough. So just check this inner one. Perfect. And we'll just check this 17 down here. Make sure it tightened up okay. So that one's nice and solid. Now I've got the steering damper fitted to the vehicle. Let me talk you through how it works. So up here we have our steering box, which comes down to a steering arm and to this steering link. Now as you can see, our steering link goes down to the knuckle on the left side of the vehicle, and then on the other side of the knuckle at the back we have another steering link which goes across to the other side. So that is our basic steering system. So between the chassis here and this steering link we have our steering damper. What this does is it helps absorb bumps, shocks and other vibrations that may come through the steering and up through the steering wheel into our hands and body. Now this can greatly improve the drivability of the vehicle, and now what I'm going to do is show you guys how it moves when I turn the steering wheel. So now you've seen how the steering damper moves. It's constantly working on the road to absorb those vibrations, shocks and other bumps that come through the steering. Alright guys, so I really did want to take you for a drive and let you know my honest opinion on how it's changed the steering. So this is my first reaction to it. So after driving out of my driveway, I can obviously feel that the steering is a bit heavier, and I think that's a good thing because it's quite light from factory, and I think that's one of the reasons why all those vibrations and bumps transfer through the steering. So it's stiffened up the steering a little bit, and I'm just going to get up to a little bit of speed. I'm just going on a little bit of a rough road now, and we'll just see how it handles. So there's quite a bit of washed out little bumps in this road and some, you know, potholes and all that sort of thing. So we'll see how it handles. So I can already tell that it's stiffened up the steering, and even over these bumps, I'm doing about 80 k's an hour. It's quite smooth, and I feel like it's improved it a lot actually. So I'm pretty happy so far with how it's feeling. Just coming over some bumps around the corner now. And yeah, man, it's improved it a heap. So I feel like it's a lot better already. So the real test will be down the really rough highways on the way out west, where, you know, all the trucks have washed out, you know, put big divots in the road, and, you know, that was pulling the car around a lot, I found. And also the other thing will be the wind. So the wind does push the Jimny around a bit on the highway. So it'll be interesting to see how that's improved as well. Now there you go guys, that was such an easy install on the Suzuki Jimny. So if you did enjoy today's video, or if you learnt a bit about how steering dampeners are fitted to a vehicle or how they work, please give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for more four-wheel driving, accessory fitting and maintenance videos. Cheers guys.